Hello, this is Dr. Mark Taylor, National Director for USA 180, coming back to you as promised with critical and important updates. We are began our media campaign and our fight against Senate Bill 1959 in the wee hours of the morning last night. If you go to www.usa180.org, that's usa180.org, look on the front page, you will see it. We're going to go on a campaign until this piece of legislation is either thrown out or revised. This is a dangerous piece of legislation. It could label you or I, either one, a terrorist simply because we disagree with the government. And the ambiguity of the wording completely would take away from our First Amendment right, our right to submit redress of grievances to the government. And that's the misconception. A lot of people think that these bills and this mainstream media kind of paints this false image, and just like they did with the Supreme Court ruling when they overruled President Bush and reinstated habeas corpus. And a lot of John Q. public or everyday citizens that aren't aware, that rely simply on mainstream media, have this idea that it was directed towards foreigners and would-be terrorists. And that's not the case. It is, but it also had suspended our habeas corpus rights. And Senate Bill 1959 is directly targeted towards U.S. citizens, censoring the internet. It is the Violent Radicalization Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act. Homegrown. Now, who's homegrown? We are. Read the bill. Links are on there. There's plenty of links at the end of this video that will allow you to go to all the various places. And time is limited here. So this is a dangerous piece of legislation. This campaign that we're going to set out on, we're going to breach the internet. We've already got ways to do that. We're going to do mass mail outs. We've got great looking newsletters that we're going to be sending out soon to you all, but it's going to, I've paid for mailing lists, and it's going out to just thousands of people out into the communities all over the country, and we're paying for as much as we can. I've got a cohort now. Jason Rutberg is a software engineer out in Texas. He just left a six-figure-a-year job to dedicate his time towards devising a way to get information spread across the country. We realize that information that is very powerful, and who owns the information has the power. Mainstream media has it. Therefore, your general public out there really never gets to hear the facts. Your blue-collar worker out there that works all day long and comes home and eats dinner and watches television for an hour, their minds and opinions and actions are shaped and formed by mainstream media. They don't have the time to get on the internet and look up these things, and some of them really aren't concerned or interested in the internet, so they're missing a lot. But you all that are in the know, your silence is betrayal. I want you to know that. Your silence is betrayal. Because if you know what's going on and you fail to act, you become a co-conspirator. That's how they do it in criminal law. So I want you to act on this. I want you to go to www.usa180.org. Look on the front. Read all of that. Act on it. You got to get this out in the widest possible way. It's got to be disseminated to everybody you know. All your email addresses. You can even print it out. At the bottom of the document, you'll see a little box. You can turn it into a PDF file and save it to your computer. It's really cool, and it makes it look really good. And you pop your email address in there, and it emails you the PDF file. And then you got it on there, and you just print it out in a nice, neat format without all the other clutter. Now, I had already thanked Jason Rutberg. I'm going to bring him out later on this week and introduce him. But I want to say thanks to David Ellinger. He's on YouTube as Dr. Sex, SEXXX, and he has just been great. He's a computer programmer. He's very sharp. But David, he's a special person to me. David's got MS. He's confined to a wheelchair. He has to have help getting out of bed. But he put those problems of his aside and let his patriotism shine through. And he's been very instrumental in helping us over the last month while we haven't been here and working in the backgrounds. Our goal by the end of the year, and That's where Jason Rutberg, who is the founder of Advocacy Corporation, and that's dealing with information and free flow of information, and I got together, and we're going to develop a way that we can reach across this country, and within a year, 6 months to a year, we've got a system devised on the internet and off the internet that we're going to be able to reach every state in this country simultaneously, and it's not going to be confined to the internet. So that means people on AM, FM radio will be able to hear it. We've got some really sharp things, and Jason, as a software engineer, has really been working hard. We've set up a new community online. It's sort of like MySpace, and it's at usa180.org/OneVoice, and that link will be at the end. But we set that place up, and we did boards in there with every issue out there that we face that attacks our rights, liberties, and freedoms. And you can go in there and you can comment on them. You can create your own boards. You can create your own groups in there. You can get to know. It's a centralized location. YouTube and all these other places are so big, we never get to, to develop any camaraderie. So that's there. I want you to go there. I want you to sign up. If you hadn't gotten any emails from me lately, you need to send me your email address. And you don't have to be a member. If you just want information, send me your email address. There's an opt-in place on the website on the right, or you can just send it directly to me. Those links will be at the end. We've also developed a new join thing. It's a form. You fill it out. It's really neat. Now that we've got engineers and programmers, it's working well. The problem is, all this stuff we're doing is costing a lot of money. And I'm footing the bill. We've had very little donations. We need your help. We need your donations. It costs money to get this information out. And if we don't act as concerned citizens and be willing to give, you can take what you spend on soda pops and junk at the gas stations, and who knows what that adds up to, and send it in. That will pay for a lot of mailing. And we need the help. We truly need the help. And we're giving and giving, because I know that if we don't do something, anything I have is not worth anything. Because under certain parts of these pieces of legislation they have out there, under some of the executive orders, they have the right to take our bank accounts, our homes, relocate us, do whatever they want with the stroke of a pen. So folks, we've got mainstream media. We got the American people's ears perked up with Dennis Kucinich coming out last week, presenting those articles of impeachment, the 35 articles of impeachment. So while we got the people's attention, then we need to seize the opportunity and get this information out fast. So it's going to take you acting, and it's going to take some people to donate their time and to donate some money. And some of you can do both. Some of you have to do one or the other. So 10 minutes a week, 10 minutes a day, an hour a week. If everybody in this organization, we got a little over 3,000, but very few will do anything. If everybody would commit 10 minutes a day or 20 minutes or an hour a week, I guarantee you we could see some positive change within 6 months. It doesn't take a lot. Have you ever heard the old saying, the squeaky hinge gets the oil first? That's what we can be. We're reaching across the board. We're developing relationships with other groups. We just need you to be responsible. We want you to act. Go to usa180.org. Look at that document. If you haven't received it in my email, send it. Go to the join page on USA 180. Simple form you fill out. Bam. I need state people. I need national board people. We've kind of put things on hold working on these programs. But most importantly, I need you to act, and I need you to act on that document, on that front page. I need you to disseminate it in the widest possible way. We have to advertise nonstop, just like Coca-Cola. Big name brands, they still advertise every day. I didn't think we'd have to do it, considering that we're dealing with our rights, liberties, and freedom, but because of the apathy of the American people, we too have to do it. So help us out. Go to that page. Do not hesitate. Do it right now. Because you put it off and say, I'll do it, it'll never get done. Do it now. Go to that page, get that document, act on it, get it out as far and wide on every site on the internet you possibly can. Donate money. Get in touch with me. Commit to a certain amount of time. Call me up or email me and say, what can I do? But anyway, there's going to be a lot more coming this week. I'm going to introduce Jason Rutherford. So, until then, you know what's coming. Watch your rights.